Well, for all listeners, certain viewpoints may not reflect those of our partners, sponsors, affiliates, our hosts, or that of our guests. We would like to encourage everybody to keep a respectful and open climate of discussion for all topics, no matter how disturbing they may be. So viewer discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a brand new year and the world is getting crazier than ever before. And there's only two idiots who know best to bring it to you. Join Christopher Mole and Dakota Franson every week on the Bald and Bonkers show. You never know what's going to happen. And boy, does that intro become truer and truer the further we get into 2023.
It doesn't half. It doesn't half. You know, I'm sitting here adjusting my seat. I don't know, use people in the podcast, guys, ladies and gentlemen that are watching. I've been fiddling with my seat all night. It's got a squeak. It's got a squeak. And I'm like, what do you call him? I'm like William Shatner in the Star Trek Enterprise. And it gets the new Enterprise. He's got a squeaky seat. It's got a squeak, man. It's got a squeak. You know?
The only time he ever gets squeaks out of the bedroom.
Nah, there's some stories, William. If you're watching, please come on to our show because I think
William.
Awesome. Yeah, William Shatner. Everybody loves William Shatner.
Oh God, why did I?
What?
Never mind.
What?
I thought you had just admitted your lover.
What do you mean, William Shatner? Would you refuse him?
Yeah.
Really?
I go more for someone than like Ryan Reynolds or Tom Ellis.
There you go. See, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm secure. I'm secure. I'll admit it. So,
yes, what's happening?
Obviously, before Chris and I came on, we got to discussing a lot of things. And first, I do want to say a quick thank you to everybody who sent out the birthday wishes. Thank you. I went out with family, had a nice lunch at one of my favorite restaurants. Got a little skittish because we had a good snowstorm, but you know, everybody made it home okay, so that's all that matters.
That's all right. That's all right. You know. So what did you get for birthday across it? What strange gifts did you get?
I got a new EMF meter from my mother.
Oh, there you go, Mike. If you're listening in the spirit astral realm, you can visit his house tonight and try it out.
My grandma took the easy route and just gave me cash. So you know, I'm not going to deny that cash.
Everybody likes cash. Kind of get cash nowadays, but there you go. That's a story for another time.
Yeah, no, it was like I'm going. Grandma, it's like I love you, but you know, go for a gift card if you have to, because that's going to be the only way you can give money.
Yeah,
the way things are going. Bought myself a nice shirt, not this one. Yeah, nice belt and a new Bluetooth speaker. Yeah, for parties.
Is that for when you're partying away at night? You're discoing away.
And I want to piss off my neighbors or maybe some CE5.
You live next door to a church. I mean, unless you're going to be playing satanic worshipping sounds through it. Oh my God, you could do that. See what happens.
Hold on. It's not just a Catholic church; it's a Hispanic Catholic church.
Well,
and I got to admit, their sermons. I'm just gonna say this: the smells when they're cooking over there, and the fucking everybody partying at their sermons. So I was like, "Can I join? This sounds fun."
You should join. You should get and say, "Can I come in?" You know.
I don't speak a lot of Spanish.
You don't need to see. Is that Spanish? No. Yeah, just kid on your mute or something like that. I mean, you don't need to, you know. So, talking about that subject, what's happening in the world? What strange events is happening in this crazy world, crazy messed up world, as one would say?
Well, there's going to probably be some people who, you know, shockingly actually pay attention to our show, not just for the giggles, who probably going to be wondering if our possible prediction may have produced anything. how we mentioned we didn't want to specify a specific date because, well, you don't want to accidentally set something off.
Yeah.
You know, these kinds of things are very tricky. Let's face it. When it comes to psychic predictions, you don't know if it's 100% until you're already too late.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you noticed this, Chris, and this is something I want to ask. You know, some of our other ET contactee friends that we've made on this show. But it seems like when they go to give specific dates, it's like they're trying to give a window of when to expect a message.
It's because they don't want to tell you the exact date.
No, it's not just that. It's just that they go to tell you, hey, pay attention around this time. I mean, if you go to the KGB Book of Alien Races, yeah, there's already a timetable between 2017 and 2022. They said they didn't exactly know what the hell that meant, but we're obviously past that time point, and shit's gone crazy.
I will say this, right? I'm gonna quote another streaming service here. I'm going to quote TikTok here, right? TikTok's full of this right now. Right, I'm going to say this. I post a lot of UFO videos on there, but I try and only post real stuff, right? I try and post stuff that it's really hard to explain, right? But I will say this. There's some utter shit on there right now, and I'm going to say this stuff that's made right up. Yes, there's real stuff, but they're taking the real stuff and then they're putting CGI in it and saying, "Oh, look, it's coming to chase me," like that, and it's no like that, right? And I will say this. Have you heard the report about the time traveler? Now there's loads of time travelers. Have you heard this?
About to say which one?
Well, seemingly there's a new one, and he's got something like 1 million followers or something. I'm not saying his name because I'm not getting an advertisement, but he says that in March of 2023, a very nasty race of aliens will invade the Earth.
Oh, I've seen this one.
No.
I've seen this one.
No. What's your thoughts on that?
They don't need the invasion already started.
Yeah. happened in 1947, ladies and gentlemen, and it's
fuck that shit. Time. It's been around longer than that.
They've been living here. Look, that's when they started giving us their technology with Roswell and stuff like that. We all know that. We all know they're like, oh look, there's a crashed spaceship. Like, why don't you take that and pull
shit
it apart?
That went? I've said it before and I'll say it again. There is an upsurge in sightings that we have not seen since the Second World War.
Yeah. Why? Because they're getting ready to do something. Something which we don't know.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking about this just because I've been streaming the Wolfenstein games lately.
Oh God, that game.
Just work with me here.
Nah.
I mean, granted, how can we tell that some of this quote-unquote alien technology isn't just in fact secret societies of just genuinely talented and intelligent people that were able to work without restraint, and they just started giving the technology over. You talk about the Vril Society, something we touched base a little bit on when we did the Nazi UFO episodes, and there was the moon-shaped aircraft that showed up outside my window.
Right.
Yeah, it is not exactly out of the question, and there's been several times that there's been craft that's been misidentified. I mean, look at the B-2 bomber.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
they fully believed that when they were first started testing that could have been responsible for like 99% of the triangle UFO sightings.
Well, here's an interesting fact about the B-2 bomber. A lot of people didn't know. See, when they're coming out and they do a bombing run, so as they evade, right? So they'll be like maybe 6 or 7 miles out, right, or 12 miles out usually, right? They'll come in real low, right, and they'll turn their engines off, right. Now what happens there is there's zero noise, right? But it's a stealth plane. It can't be detected, right? So you've got this black triangle flying through the air with no sound whatsoever. Maybe a wee bit of wind passing past it, right? And then when it gets to its target, it does its fake bombing run, right? Or whatever it's doing. And then it starts the engines up again and flies away.
No, I've seen it myself, dude. There's actually a bombing range not too far from me, like half hour's drive. there's some hot springs I used to go down and go swimming all the time. You can book a room there with a hot tub. This place has no ceiling, okay?
Okay.
And you can, when they start to do bombing runs, you can watch everything and how much smoke and shit gets tossed up into the air. I've talked about an incident a few years ago where the local news outlets did not put out the press release in time that the military was going to do bombing runs.
Yeah.
And I can confirm through my contacts in law enforcement that there were several people who were reporting explosions and swearing up and down that there was an alien invasion happening and the military was already taking action. Sit back from these hot tubs and watching this shit, and it's like,
you think it's UFOs, yeah.
No, it looks just like an alien invasion movie.
Yeah. I will say this too, and it's something that I want to comment, because I had people sending me these videos and they're like, oh, that's the US military, they're releasing their top secret spy plane. Did you see that last month? They released a new top secret spy plane. It's a new stealth bomber, right? And I went, listen, they're releasing that now because it's old technology. Do you really think if they had a plane, right, they would release it now? No, what the day is they use that plane as much as possible, right? Right? And then when it becomes old, which it probably is, it's probably about 3 or 4 years old, that plane now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they start working on something newer, right? They release it as a new one. Because they know like the Chinese and the Russians and all that, they can go, oh my God, look at this stealth bomber that they've got. Oh, but it's old technology. You got to remember, look at, is it the TR-3B?
That's one of them.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, is the video there? Is it still in there? Is it still in here then? Because I didn't check.
I haven't
taken
any of your ones down.
I can't remember what one it was. Can you remember what one it was?
I do believe it was. I think you said you already swapped out your videos.
That's the one with.
I know. Just you don't exactly have very good preview on these from the StreamYard side.
That's my TikTok. You know what I mean?
You don't have it on here,
right? Is it not on here? That's strange.
Yeah, your little night vision one where it's the big, V shape. Yes,
that's strange, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? See, it just shows you. There you go, the aliens. But anyway,
the legitimate one.
Right, I tell you what. Let's look at this one, right? We know where this is, don't we? We know where this is. Let's say, is it red and blue? What is it? Ukraine. We'll just say Ukraine because it says it right there for you. I mean, this is an old one. I mean, what's your thoughts on this, Dakota? Truly, this has been going through the internet now for what, 6 months now over Ukraine?
Yeah.
See how it just stops, goes up, stops and goes up?
Yeah. Now, granted, given the situation out there, you can't necessarily deny the claims that these are actually just really sophisticated drones that we're seeing.
See, I thought that too, right? I thought that too, and then I watched the video where I got this video from, right? And I actually looked into this a wee bit over the course of this week. See? And it's actually quite big. It's bigger than a minibus. You don't get drones that size unless they're military. Yes, it is Ukraine. Yes, there is a war going on right now in Ukraine, right? But see the flying drones that they've got, the ones with the wings. They only fly in angles and they go up, right? They don't go along, stop, and then go up, stop, and then fly away again. Ones that we know of. I mean, that's why it's called a UFO, because it's unidentified, isn't it? I mean, that's...
yeah, you gotta be careful. All you're saying with the UFO, verbatim, is something weird in the sky that you're not exactly sure 100% is. You just know it's up there and it's moving.
Yes. I mean, you're right. Now, if you watch the original video of that, it's a live cam above Kiev.
I mean,
right? No sound. So you can't tell. There's no sound, really. There's no sound whatsoever.
All right.
Right. So you don't know if there's. That's why I've just got it as UFO. Right. It could be a UFO, but then again, it could be something military.
I think technically, until you identify it 100%, it remains a UFO either way. But Chris, I'm going to say this because it's probably one of the smartest kind of remarks when it comes to these kind of claims I've ever heard come out of you. I'm just going to say it. But you made a comparison to those little toy drones that, they're in the shape of the ball and you can throw them, they come back back to you. If we could build something like that on little toys that you can maybe get for like $40, and obviously you see them all the time in ads on TikTok. 90% of them are fucking fake. Can you just imagine what the military may have? And I bring this particular example up because we have seen a lot of ball-shaped craft flying about.
Oh God!
To which you have to wonder is like, we're bringing. The thing is, we're bringing up. There's one of two possible outcomes we're facing here because there's too much going on to deny that aliens aren't involved in this somehow.
Yeah.
And also too much involved to say that the military isn't involved. So either we have a more wide-scale war about to happen, or an alien invasion about to happen, or both.
I'll tell you what, TikTok's really bad for it. I'll admit there's a lot of people out there with CGI, right? There's a one out the new with a guy on a motorbike and jets chasing after this ball. I'm going to say this right now, guys. I've showed you that video, Dakota. The first video. That's fake. It's a CGI. You can see it's CGI, right? But don't get me wrong. There has been sightings in the United States, Nevada. Last week, there was a ball and a construction worker. He taken his videos. I think that video is actually in the one that I sent you.
Yeah.
Halfway through, he's actually filming it with his phone. That was very interesting because it's like a ball that's just sitting. There's been reports in Paris where there's this ball and it's just sitting there, not moving, not doing its thing. There's been reports in Florida where the ball's been flying along. These are real, right? Whatever these are, I don't know. But then, before all of this, there was the strange-looking UFO ball that was shot down over Russia, which is interesting. Now, what I think's happened here is someone that's like, someone that's got a UFO channel that fake stuff thinks, I'm going to make some CGI, right? And I'm going to get loads of viewers and subscribers, and I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to do this, right? But some of these sightings are real. Now, as I say, they're UFOs. I don't know if they're real or not, but some of them to me they look quite interesting because you can tell the difference with CGI. You can really you can tell how it's weird. What do you go, Dakota? Because you're an expert in this.
Okay. I wouldn't necessarily say expert, but
you know better.
Here's the thing. Chris is kind of making a point. You have these people that are seeing these videos who are going to think just for shits and giggles, it's like, it maybe take me half an hour to make a video like that and put it up online. And because a lot of this animation technology is getting more readily available, it's accessible. I play with it on occasions. And you got to realize, because I want to point this out for people who want to try to spot if they think these things might be fake. One of the biggest clues to look for, and you might have to save the video onto your phone and pull it up on a video editor and slow it down in order to see it better. Watch how the light changes on it.
Yes.
Because if they're rushing to just get it out there, knowing that people on the internet are a bunch of idiots,
yes,
they're not going to take the time and effort that it takes to make it look more legit.
Yeah.
It can be done, but it takes a hell of a lot longer.
Everybody that's watching this next week, go into TikTok and watch it. You'll know the one I'm talking about. It's the one with the red motorcycle and the two jets chasing it. And here's ways to tell if it's fake or no, which I find very interesting, right? You get the ball coming along, right? Slow over the guy's head, right? And you've got a fighter jet chasing after it, right? But then the guy pans round, right? And there's another fighter jet, right? And then he pans back to the other fighter jet. There's a fighter jet there. There's a fighter jet here. Where's the UFO? It was in between. It was like, and it's so low to the ground, but there's no shadow either, which is a very strange thing. There's shadows of the jets, which is interesting. If you look close enough, there is shadows of jets, but there's no shadow of the ball. So that's obviously the jets might be real, right? But the rest of it's not. The jets, to be purely honest with you, I don't think were real. I think, yes, there are real jets, but they've been put into the scenery's been changed. You know what I'm trying to say, Dakota? The scenery's been changed.
You're trying to say they added the jets to try to make it look more legitimate, more exciting.
Yes.
Because kind of going back to what I was saying, all of a sudden you see something flying in the sky, and the next thing you know, you see aircraft, something trying to chase it down. You're not going to start thinking, oh, that could be fake. You're going to be thinking, what the fuck is happening?
You look at things, guys, and don't be shy when you're watching these videos to take screenshots and then run it through like software. Change the contrast and the colors and stuff like that. Because you'll find that a lot of these things have been added.
You know, speaking on TikTok, I know usually it's kind of bad for it, but some of the tech and guys I follow, it's how I pick up some of my tricks I use to try to get the company going along. I wish I saved it in time, but there's apparently a website where you can upload like photos and videos, run through an AI algorithm to spot what could potentially be added in. And I'm just like, oh, I wish I saved that in time because I wanted to test it for myself. Because if it works, then that could actually be a valuable asset.
Yeah. There's another video out there on the internet that I don't know if you've seen it yet, Dakota. And it's the people that zoom up to the clouds and then they change the contrast and they say it's a big motherboard. You know the one on
a mothership, yeah.
They say the clouds. They say the clouds aren't real. It's all a motherboard. And then you get the flat earthers on there going, "Oh, that's the dome. The dome's coming. The dome's coming. That's the dome." Right? Not against the flat earthers, guys. You want to come on here you want to come on here and talk to us about this? Get your word out there. I'm up for a challenge. It's a challenge put forward. That link that Dakota will have in the chat shortly, click on it, fill it in, and make a date to come on. But I bet you don't come on because you know I'm right. The Earth is a planet. It's a ball.
Yeah. I'm just going to say this. I know they're going to try to argue, oh, the scientists are wanting to lie. What benefit comes from trying to say the Earth is flat other than making everybody look stupid? What benefit is there? That's the thing that I wish people would start asking more.
Right. This is the problem I've got with flat earthers, right? And nothing against you out there, right? You say we live on a flat plane, right? And the moon's fake and the sun's fake, and it's a giant light bulb. Seemingly the sun's a giant light bulb, and they change it every now and again at night or something. But anyway, never mind that. Now, there's a ginormous dome over Earth, right? Right? You can't get into space, right? Whatsoever, you can't get into space, right? But Mars, Jupiter, and the rest of the planets are planets. They're round. This is what the flat earthers say. Now, all the other planets in the solar system are round, except for the Earth, of course. It's flat, and it's got a big ball over the top of it, and you can't get through this big ball, right? But then they say the aliens are coming for space to the Earth to take people away, right? So how are they doing this if there's a big thing over the Earth? Is there a big door? A big magical door with flashy lights on it or something? I don't. It's a thing. It's out there, right? It's look. I know there's things in this world that don't make sense. We're like going to the moon and stuff like that. I'm still in the kind of. I do believe we did go to the moon, but I do believe there was reasons why we didn't go back there, right? I do believe that.
Mm-hmm.
That we went to the moon, but we didn't go back there, right? See, I definitely think there's things going on in this world, like Antarctica. Yes, I'll admit Antarctica There is definitely strange stuff going on in Antarctica, right? There's definitely strange things hidden there that we will probably never see in our lifetimes, right? Right? There's definitely things going on there. And there's definitely things going on around the world, right? But guys, the Earth isn't flat. I mean, one flat earther that I know, and I'm not going to name his name, was about a couple of months ago, says to me that my relations in Australia didn't exist. It was a computer program. Kid known there were relations because Australia doesn't exist because it's flat. And when you go to Australia, right, when you go to the airport, they actually hypnotize you to make you think you've been there for 2 weeks. Now, this is the idiocy that we're dealing with here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the idiocy of these people. And you know something? I'm gonna have a rant here for a minute, guys. The Flat Earth Society was made. How was it made, Dakota? Again, the Flat Earth Society. Was it two guys that had a bet or something?
Yeah.
Do you want to start a new one? Me and you, we could have a bet. we could start a new one, right? That the Earth
is a donut.
It's actually a triangle.
Oh, I was gonna go for something that's still technically possible.
Huh?
A donut.
A donut. Right. The Earth.
Because actually, if the conditions were just right, that can happen.
Well, there you go. What happens if it's like a ring out of Halo?
Oh, fuck. If Halo ends up being true, we're all screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually monsters living below our feet. The flood, ready to break out and join us and destroy the universe.
Well, the particular strain that causes the zombie outbreak in The Last of Us, that virus is actually real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except that it's like literally one mutation away from being able to. Yeah, that it's real, and it's only like one mutation away from being able to affect humans.
Very interesting, actually, because what it does to the ants, as quick lesson, 2 minutes long, it clings onto grows inside the ant, totally destroys its organs and its brain, but it keeps it alive long enough to make it back to other ants, where then it kills the ant, a mushroom pops out, or its spores pop out and infect the other ants. So there you go.
And the other ants actually can sense that something's wrong with their mates, so they'll send a small little squad off to basically quarantine them and quarantine the squad itself because they're infected the second they touch it.
Yeah, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening out there, you're a woman, you're a man, and you believe the Earth is flat, I want to interview you. Now, this will be going out to our Amazon, it'll be going out to our podcast, it'll go out to the entire planet. Come on with some proof. Somebody's watching us right now. I don't know who's watching us right now. If you're a flat earther, fill in the form. Come on, talk to us. But I bet they will now, because they know that I'm right. They know that the Earth is not flat, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just going to say this. They try to say that, the ancient Greeks thought it was flat. No, they didn't.
No.
The flat Earth theory, it floated around like it does today, okay? They could, even back then, when they didn't have no satellites, ignoring the ancient alien side of things, they could tell that the Earth was not flat because of shadows in the wells. Would be at different points, would have different angles. If it was all flat, the shadows would be all the same.
Yes. It's no that. I've had some of them say to me, maybe I've just encountered the idiots of the Flat Earth Society, right? Maybe I've just encountered the idiots. And one of them says to me, how do you explain maps? And I'm like, what the big papery things? What the big papery things? Yes, they're flat. And I'm like,
because it's hard to carry a globe on you.
You can't exactly carry a globe. Say for instance, it was 1960 and you were a postman, right? And you had to deliver a parcel, right? It was easier to carry a little booklet, right, to the addresses, right, than carry a ginormous globe with you. Think about it. Where would you put it? Right? Lunar eclipse prove Earth is a sphere.
Exactly.
God, there's somebody saying out there, thank God. Thank you.
That is a dying art.
What is that? Where is that guy? Woman?
That's on our Twitch channel.
Twitch. Thank you. Oh my God! I've met somebody that's thinks the same as me. Jesus.
Well,
tap dancing Christ, as Mike would say.
He thinks the same. I think the same as you. It's just that sometimes the points you make sound like they're coming from the drunk ramblings of a moron.
I will say this, right? There's stuff that I don't have a clue about, right? And there's stuff that I do watch now, and the mere stuff that I watch now is oh dear Jesus, it's just that flat earth society annoys me that much. Is how stupid can you be? I mean, you ever seen that film? Is it what's that film where the guy wakes up like 100 years later or something, 200 years
Idiocracy.
Later? Yes, exactly. That's what I feel like I'm. Honestly.
Yeah, it is getting to be kind of sad how much that film's turned into a documentary.
Yeah. It's not just the flat earthers. There's people out there that believe that the birds are robots.
Have you ever seen a baby bird? Yes, I have.
Yes, I have actually. Yes, I've seen one hatching out an egg.
The house I used to live in, we had a carport. Every summer, that carport would turn into a bit of an avian nursery. So we had baby birds all the time. The weird thing is, one of the nests, apparently that particular branch of the family tree carried a mutation where some of the birds were born without eyes. So when they would get to the point that their mama stopped feeding them, they starved to death.
Yeah. And it's like I see the latest thing now with the birds that are robots and all that are bugs. Bugs are drones. There's pictures of bugs. You seen that on TikTok?
I love the TikTok. One. Okay, yes, it is possible for nature to create robotic-looking bugs.
Yeah,
I've seen it. They're very pretty to look at, but it can happen. I mean, it's possible for a person to turn into a tree because there's a certain type of tumor that infects them, that makes them, that basically turns them into Groot.
Yeah,
it's like there's a number of things that people are just purposely ignoring, and it gets to the point where it's ridiculous. Now, I mean, you heard that story about the man who used to walk around on beaches with 30-pound, 3-toed lead shoes.
Yeah.
And everybody thought there was a 15-foot tall penguin walking around.
Oh my God.
This was like in the 1940s. And he went to different beaches doing the exact same thing. And he didn't fess up that it was him doing it for 40 years.
Yeah. The day, I'm telling you, this flat earth thing is really annoyed me. It's not just annoyed me. It's just, come on, seriously. Good God. Do something else in your life. Go stunt or something like that.
Okay, I like this guy. I mean, whoever is watching us on this on Twitch, I like you.
I do like this guy, actually.
I do like this person. So
thank you for watching us.
And I'm just gonna say this. Part of the reason why I kind of wanted to dig into the UFO topic. Now he's gonna make fun of me for this, even though he has a thing for. Our friend Elena Dinon recently put out a video on her channel, basically because she's been getting a lot of hate. She's been getting targeted. It's actually gotten to the point where she shut down her email. Yeah, that's what. Basically, she was saying that she's experiencing another dark age. She's seeing multiple attempts to try to discredit her. All this fake information, exactly what we're talking about. And honestly, when it comes to the whole psychic ghost alien type of thing, the only person who I've run through tests, and I do it to everybody, I've done it to him. He's gotten offended because it made it sound like I didn't believe him. But to be honest, with recent events, you got bumped up. Your ranking got bumped up. But Elena's the only one that's ever come close to being 100% on everything she's put out.
Yeah. I watch her videos all the time. She's real. She's real.
She's legit, and we've tested a lot of her stuff, and she's been helping us with a number of things. And I honestly can't thank her enough because, well, for anybody who's actually watched this show enough and followed my stuff, they already have a pretty good idea of why. And it's just saying, the real ones are being targeted.
Yeah,
there's absolute obvious sabotage efforts by some of the shadiest motherfuckers out there.
Yeah, it's madness.
It's
like they want us to believe in all the fake shit that's out there, but they don't want us to see the real truth that's gone. It's all diversion tactics. It's what they used to do. That's what it is. It's diversion.
Tommy Lee Jones' character in the first Men in Black probably said it best. And the more this shit goes down, the more he becomes right. The person is smart. People are dumb.
Look, it's like the world we live in now, right? And I'm going to name anything, so don't worry to quote before you think that the CIA has got to come after us or anything like that. What's happening in the world now is not what you think's happening, right? It's all a distraction, right?
Mm-hmm.
These things happen for a reason, right? Or maybe a war will start somewhere, right? Let's make something up. I'm making something up here, right? In case anybody comes back to this. Imagine somebody invaded Japan, right? It'd be distraction, right? These are distractions like what's happening in Europe, right? These things are a distraction from the real things that's going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's some terrible stuff happening in the world right now. Terrible stuff. And you probably know the guy that's on Twitch or the woman that's on Twitch that's watching us right now. You know what's going on in the world right now, right? And it's called distraction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing the same with the UFO theories. On one hand, they're letting the press bring out new UFO stuff all the time. But then when people start talking about experiences, when people start like Elena telling the truth about what's actually happening, they attack them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want you believing in that side of the aliens. They want you to think that the aliens, any aliens that come here, are going to eat you and suck your brain out. Right?
Well, there's a quote by Neil deGrasse Tyson. He points out that why is it that every alien film results in some sort of destruction, horrible invasion, even some of these aliens eating us? Could that actually be a reflection of how we treated ourselves on this planet?
Yeah.
How we've treated foreign people?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know, like I said, I've been streaming Wolfenstein, and that's why it's been on my mind. But you would think, here's a point to make. Who do you, if you were to be asked, what was the first country to ever be charged with crimes against its own people? You would think Nazis, Germany, right?
Yeah.
Who causing mass genocide and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, the Nazi Germany was the reason why those laws were enacted on international law. But the first country to ever be charged with it in a court of international law was the United States.
Yep.
Because of how we treated blacks, how we continue to treat Native Americans.
Yes.
And just the thing, if there's a greater power that comes down, tells our world leaders to knock their shit off, and we start to realize, oh shit, the reason why they're scrambling right now to silence this type of stuff is because they're afraid of us coming together.
Yeah.
And everybody, I'll just say it, we've seen it ourselves that we've had people deliberately lie and change their story every 5 fucking minutes in order to gain sympathy, in order to completely upturn everything we built.
Yeah.
And this is happening everywhere.
Yeah. Look.
I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna better calm down. I feel my face starting to go.
I know. You're getting very red, very luminous.
Well, I have a red curtain up and there's a lot of light coming through it.
Look, they don't want you to think. You got to remember, right? There is an alien races out there. There's thousands of them, right? And they are watching this world right now, right? And they want to help us, right? And then people are like, oh, you don't want to follow the galactic. Why are they not coming to help us? Why are they not coming to help us? The reason they're not coming to help us is because we've got governments of the world that would probably harm us before they would let them help us, right? Okay. The governments of the world want to hold on to what they've got, right? What does a billionaire fear the most, Dakota?
Becoming a millionaire.
Exactly. What does a millionaire feel the most? Becoming poor, right? See, the day that aliens come down here in their spaceships, right? The day that they come down here in force, right? You'll no need to worry about healthcare again because they'll probably provide it. You'll no need to worry about the ozone level. No need to worry about wars because they'll probably stop all this kind of stuff. Man will probably into a new age where we'll explore the solar system with them, right? But see all these people, all these billionaires and trillionaires and all these people that have been pulling the string and Satan worshippers, because a lot of them are, let's face it. No Satan worshippers, I would say more Illuminati kind of people that control the deep state. We'll just call them the deep state, right? The deep state that control the world, right? Maybe no Satan worshippers, they're fine. But would you call it the you came on talking
cabal,
about
the deep state,
cabal,
black government.
Yes, them that control stuff, they will be powerless. Like that. They'll have no power. Money won't mean anything whatsoever. And they'll be screwed. They'll just be like me and you, and they'll be like, uh-oh. And then you know what's going to happen. People are going to turn around and say, well, who caused all these diseases and who caused all this stuff that's happened? There'll be trials. There will be trials.
Trials already trying. Trials already
there'll
trying
be trials
to start
like
up.
they had in 1944, and it'll be for the deep state. Yep.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Ukraine may test your hypothesis on the whole war thing. Should Putin push the button? Now, when it comes to the situation with Russia, there's some people saying that Putin's trying to retrieve something. He's actually one of the good guys.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the same reason why they say Trump started up the Space Force to try to help us align with them. You know, there's the old Israeli defense minister who said the Galactic Federation is real, has been working with Israel and the United States and several other countries. There's an official out of Canada who's saying the same thing.
Chaos is money. Chaos makes money, right? Look at the UK. They know how we're paying ridiculous amounts of money for our gasoline and for our power electricity, right? They blame it on what's happening there, which I'm not saying. You know where. It's already said in the chat that's causing all of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chaos makes money. Weapons. See all these weapons that are getting shipped to these places? People are making them. People are selling them. And people are making billions out of this.
The Federal Reserve, weapons manufacturers, they benefit from both sides of conflict. And they're going, person in the chat is going further, so I'm not going to bring that up. Here's the thing. And one thing I've always said about the invasion of Ukraine, Putin has always wanted to try to restore the Soviet Union. So part of the reason why he may have done it, and there's some sources that fully believe this as well, is that he may have had some sort of fatal diagnosis.
Yeah.
And this is a bucket list move.
Something doesn't ring true with this, though. I mean, what happens if Putin's in this too?
No,
what happens if he's playing? What happens if he is playing a part? He's playing a part.
What if it goes a step further?
Right.
All these officials were trying to point the blame at every single one. What if they're just as much as victims as the rest of us? But it's just that they get the focus because they're the ones in a position of power.
Sorry about my cough there. It's sinus problems.
It's that time of year.
Flu. But anyway, like the world's messed up, right? The world's messed up, and it's going to get a lot worse before it gets a lot better. Right? It's going to get worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I tell you what, let's jump for this subject because we've got 15, 20 minutes left of the show. Why don't we start talking about some of these UFO videos and let's tear these things apart, Dakota, and which are I've taken the sound off them.
It's like, do you have anything new in this list? Because I think you've already shown
I don't
all
actually have anything. I've not shown these because it was last week. I meant to show them during with Jana, and I never showed them.
It was like, let's say you showed the helicopter one already, but
no, I've not showed that.
Yes,
I'll show. I'll tell you what. I've showed the right. I tell you, I find this very interesting. Laser pointer.
Oh yeah, the swirling lights.
Yeah, that was. I think it was Hertfordshire, Midlands, UK.
You know, here's the thing. That very similar light formations have been popping up. Even Ben Hansen from former FBI investigator who does a lot of UFO based shows. He was on Fact or Fake, Paranormal Files on Sci-Fi. He's been trying to get a lot of attention drawn to these videos too. And I say that because I did recently just try to get him on as a guest, but apparently we have to get the approval from Discovery.
Yeah. Here, is this the Seagull one? I don't know if this is the one. I think this is the USA, and seemingly the authority said it was a bunch of seagulls.
Okay. I will say this.
Luminous ones.
Now, I have seen seagulls fly in that type of formation, and because of the whites in their feather, they can cause that kind of effect. So, this was supposed to be taken from like an early morning. See, it says right there, Fox wake up, early morning. The lights from the city could have easily been caught in the seagull's feathers to cause that type of effect.
I will say this. Right, I'll agree with you there, right? I'll agree with you there. But if you watch at the very start here, I'll have to wait till it runs through. And if you watch at the very start, you'll see one seagull in particular has like a stream behind it. Now just watch. Watch this again.
Yeah, a lot of them have.
See how they've got like a weird glow, which is
something's causing a trail.
Either they've been at the local nuclear power station or something like that. I mean, it's...
Well,
see, I can take it off.
Camera lag.
It could
you have to consider this is a traffic camera. They're not going to have very good quality, so that could just be kind of a latency issue. This is just my thoughts. I don't want to directly say it's aliens, but it's aliens. No, but because we have to have some sort of checks system in place when it comes to this type of stuff because of the number of people that fake it.
Right. Now, for the people that's listening on the podcast side, you need to check our YouTube channel out. Now, this one, the video was like 5 minutes long. I chopped it up because I didn't want to show the entire video. In the video, it was somewhere in Mexico. They were on a bus, and the guy was filming this out a bus, and everybody stopped, and they were all outside talking. I couldn't understand a single word that they were saying because I was Mexican. Just tell me what you honestly think. First, I thought it was maybe streetlights, right? But one of them in particular is turning, and you can see it's turning. I think this is that here.
Yeah, I think you showed this one before.
No, I've not showed this one.
On air? Because you showed this
I showed it to you, but I've not showed it on air.
I know.
See the TT, which is...
If you can find me the original video, I can probably get a hold of someone that can be willing to offer up a translation.
Right, I'll see what I can do.
So you got to remember, I grew up in a town that was literally half Hispanic, more so 90% nowadays.
See, look at that, how it's... I mean, it's quite interesting, that.
I'm not saying that there isn't certain kind of light shows that can cause that type of effect, but I don't know. Kind of stumped on that one until further notice.
What lights? Yeah.
And there's certain craft that have that.
Right, where's this other one? I've seen them.
I've seen them too.
What's this one? Is this? Just what I see.
That's a helicopter crash.
Doing a video there when they let me click on that. I've showed this one. I've seen the helicopter crash. I'm trying to figure out ones. I named them, but obviously didn't come up. Right, see that? What's that? And don't say it's snow. It's no snowflakes.
That's the first thing I could think of that could cause an effect like that. It's like, okay, see, bring it. I wish we could pause it when we have uploaded like this. But you see, it would not take much if I'm basically, you know how you like in Photoshop you can put dot around certain objects if you want to like cut out the background. It would not take much to tell a like Adobe After Effects as an example to cut that certain section, add that effect in so it looks like it's going behind the building.
Question, Dakota, do we not have an advertisement for the show tonight that we have to play?
Oh, Mr. Christopher. Actually, weren't you asking for a brand new intro?
I was actually asking for a brand new intro for Ghost Squad Scotland, Jess. Oh, have you made it?
The Highland Hills tower the skies, but the shadows they cast draw the spirits near. After all,
Very good. That's for Ghost Squad Scotland. That's brilliant, by the way. Thank you. That's brilliant. That's for my other channel, ladies and gentlemen, that I stream through. Ghost Squad Scotland.
I'm glad that you like it because I was trying to use this point of the show to make an impromptu infomercial.
Can you send me that so I can share it?
Well, I will. Here's what I will do when we get off here. I will upload it to Ghost Squad Scotland. So that way you can share it out and save it all you want. Ooh. And now, here's a quick question. I didn't want to ask you this. It's kind of, feel free to a professional critique. Was it a little too dark in color?
Slightly too dark, but it depends. It depends how the person's sitting watching it. Because I've got a light.
It does kind of depend on the device. I should probably.
I mean, if I turned off all my lights, it would be all right.
Did you see the flashing eye?
No.
Then it's too dark.
Then it's too dark.
I can fix it. Let
me play it one more time.
The Highland Hills tower the skies, but the shadows they cast draw the spirits near. After all,
I did see the eyes, a glimpse of the eyes, but I think a little bit brighter.
There's a cultist hitting when the storm clouds appear as well.
I've had to see it.
Yeah, like I said, it's probably one of those things where you probably gonna have to turn up your brightness on whatever device you're watching this show on. So I'll go in, patch it up. I wanted to get your critique, and so
it's very good. It very is. Danny, that's FMD's wondering when they're watching this next week because this will be next Saturday. This will get aired. That's Danny White Wolf. Actually, we should actually put his channel out there. In the chat. When I'll get you his chat. His channel, give him a wee bit of free advertisement. Find his.
We'll say this. I did want to bring this up, and like I said, we want to make it an impromptu infomercial because Bonkers is trying to build. Basically, we're starting to offer services to help some of these shows actually look decent.
Yeah.
We want to try to help people, so we offer low-cost services like intro, logo design, all of that.
Yeah.
Aside from filming the stock footage, I did everything and recording the voice. Obviously, can't take away from Danny.
I sent you the link to his channel through Messenger. Could you stick it up there? Because obviously it's no live. I can't really do that.
Yeah, you can. I've just been posting it into the chat. You have all the same access I do.
I just realised, ladies and gentlemen, it's there. He likes pressing on his buttons and all that. Cause honestly, guys, I know this will be live next week, and check his channel out. He has got a really, really, really good channel. And I think you'll find very, very interesting. You know, there you go. You know. So, do you have any other news, Dakota? Strange things from beyond the veil.
Well, I do want to kind of elaborate because there's going to probably be people pissed that I'm not offering this stuff for free. It's like, I'm running a business here. This shit ain't cheap. And we're trying to put together a documentary. The fucking film grant got denied.
Did the film grant get denied? So if there's any billionaires watching this now, if anybody wants to play a part, a small donation, and you can play a part in the
we might have to try for might have to put you a commercial together so we can do a crowdfunding thing again and try that our luck on that one again.
Yeah. Well, we can put it off for a year. Can I mean? It doesn't need to be.
Well, we could. Well, I'm not trying to do it, now. Well, probably should try to get it out before the invasion starts.
That's very true. That's very true. That's the guy in Twitch there. What's your name? What's the guy that's in Twitch?
Let's see. Baines and Singes.
There you go. So if you're into the UFO field and that, check out a documentary and stuff like that. I think it might be up your street.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, this is affecting a hell of a lot more people than ever before. Yeah. It's honestly, the struggle's just been trying to find people who follow the vision and don't. Basically, we got to find more people willing to toss aside their preconceived notions, because
there's a lot of people out there that want to do the UFO stuff and do all this kind of stuff with the ETs and that. But they don't want it for the world. For the world, they don't want the world to be a great place. And that they want to do it so they can line their wallet with cash.
They think because it's so hard to fight these things and test them out that it will be hard for. By the time they can be proven as a fake, they'll already be dead and gone. So what are they going to care?
Yeah,
but nevertheless, I also kind of goes without saying. I also would like to challenge anybody who firmly believes that ghosts is more believable than the UFO phenomenon. Let's start up a debate on this show.
Yes,
there's a number. I honestly don't understand. I feel myself having a stroke trying to process this.
Might be that time of season.
I know. Make faces. Anyway, it's just. It kind of goes back to a question we got asked when we were interviewed with the Brian and Lex. They asked us what would be the one thing out of like UFOs, cryptids, and ghosts, if we could pick one thing out of the three to prove is real with 100% proof. Chris and I both said UFOs because when you really think about it, you can't necessarily prove ghosts exist without killing somebody. We technically don't even know the things we are calling ghosts are ghosts. With cryptid, that's just funky animals that are getting proven all the time.
Look, I can tell you this categorically: life after death exists. Right? I don't know what happens. Right? I don't know if you get reincarnated as a donkey or something like that. I don't know, but I know that life after death exists. Right? I've had friends that sadly are passed away. Dakota knows them, Mike the Naked Bigfoot, and he would tell us stuff and that. And to this day, check that out, Mike the Naked Bigfoot on YouTube, guys. See if he's want to listen to some scary stories. Now, this guy now, Mike, he sadly passed away in Halloween. But see if you want some really scary stories to listen to, go to his lives on Mike the Naked Bigfoot on YouTube. And honestly, some of the stories are absolutely amazing, right? Check out the Skinner Man. That was a really good one.
By the way, did you ever get an answer on if his book's going to be coming out soon?
Nope, nothing yet. And the other people have been asking me, and I've told them that too. So I don't really know without contacting his son. So we don't have.
To be honest, it's still relatively fresh.
Yeah.
Yes, he passed away on Halloween, but it kind of seems a little rude to start prying for that type of question, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but I thought I would do it for everybody because I've been getting a lot of people asking me, you know.
Once again, when did you become the secretary?
I know, but don't I'm the most handsome man out the lot, you know. So Dakota.
No.
I'm the youngest, believe it or not. I'm only 20. He's 41.
If you're 20, I'm still in diapers.
No, I'm 41, ladies and gentlemen. This handsome fellow sitting next to me is only 26. 27.
It was literally just my birthday 2 days ago from recording this.
Yeah, there you go. So, Dakota, tomorrow night, Sunday night, what are we talking about?
We're going to talk about a topic that might get us killed as my door creepily opens. Hi, kitty. I have cats. Before anybody freaks out, I have cats.
Yeah,
for those who didn't know.
They're coming for your souls. They're going to take them tonight. You will lie in your bed.
No, that's the black-eyed kids we're going to try to lure out.
Well, if there's any black-eyed children, which I've heard are more common than the United States, out there that's listening to this transmission right now, Dakota lives in Idaho. Could you please visit him? And
well, there's that one guy who's believed he managed to isolate a certain frequency that seems to play. You know, when I got to thinking about it, I know you've seen this, but there's a gentleman on YouTube. I can't remember what he goes by, but he had black-eyed kids encounters. He had a recorder going and realized that there was a certain tone that would play whenever these things showed up.
See, I've got
Is it just me, or does that sound a lot like CE5?
I've got a theory about black-eyed kids. I don't think black-eyed kids are ghosts, and I don't think they're demons. What a lot of folk think they are. I think they're a type of probe, a type of imitation device. I think they're an energy type, an alien type that imitate alien by design, that imitate a children deliberately to get into the person's house for some reason. No one really knows. Because let's face it, when they've ever been met, they don't have much to say. Yes, no, or can you let me in? Give me a home. That's all they say. They don't really answer. There's been people that's let them into their house and then they've just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like that Dave Schrader, Darkness Radio and stuff like that. He actually years ago interviewed a top guy. I can't remember the guy's name. He wrote a book. In fact, I'm going to message him and ask him about the dark-eyed kids. Who that was? I'm going to have to find out. I'll message Dave and see if I can.
There is one gentleman out of the UK. We're working at Dogman case with our previous company, and I reached out to him because he was the local authority on it. He also said he had a number of black-eyed kids sightings in that area, as well as UFOs.
Yeah.
So
I think they're a form of infiltration or form of learning. I don't think they mean you any harm, but I think the black eyes might be slightly disturbing. But look, right, you're outside. One comes up to you. What you got to say? And it says, "Can I come into your house?" What you got to say? Up. Come
Where's
on in.
Mommy and Daddy?
Shout to your mother. Get the duct tape out.
It's like, hey kiddo, where's Mommy and Dad? What's wrong with your eyes?
There actually
get the salt.
Now here we go. Maybe the guy in the chat there can help me with this. There was a case in the UK of a black-eyed kid that was actually the police took him to hospital. Can you remember that? And it was covered up. Nothing ever happened about it ever again. Nothing was heard about it. Seemingly the kid went to the door and obviously they phoned the police. when the kid was there. The police turned up, got the kid, put it in the back of the car, taking it to the hospital, and there's actually a video, and it just all disappeared. It went off the YouTube, everything. Because I don't think they're ghosts, and I don't think they're demons. I think they're something else. I think they're a form of the grey or the form of the, and I know not all the greys are bad before he's give me a row, but it's a form of, it's some type of communication drone, as I would say.
I don't know if I would use that sort of label, but we can go into this discussion more tomorrow.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching tonight, and I hope you all have a fantastic, scary Saturday night. And all the flat earthers out there, come and sign up. It's a jewel.
Be our guest. Be our guest.
Your jest. They'll not come on because they're all
jest.
They're jests. Look, the flat earthers will not come on because they can I'm right. The Earth is a planet and they're wrong. And if they don't come on, that means that the Earth is a planet and they're completely wrong. So there you go. The jewel has been set up. Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen.
You gotta be. I would imagine they should be a little bit more cautious than they try to act like they are, considering the number of times a flat earther has either died or gone into serious hospital care because they were trying to prove the Earth was flat.
Good God, look at that guy that strapped himself, built his handmade rocket. It made it for 500 feet above sea level, and then parachute.
Look at that guy that couple that had to go to hospital because they were stranded in the middle of the fucking ocean and 400 miles off course.
Aye, they left Spain thinking they would find the Antarctic wall in a dinghy.
Yeah, and they ended up 400 miles off course.
But the guy said he had his compass that he got from the Flat Earth website that spins round.
Yeah. Here's the thing about those compasses.
Yeah.
If you hit to, there's certain mineral compositions that can be highly magnetic.
Yes.
That will throw those off.
It's kind of like the haunted forest in Japan. There's bits of the magnetic rock,
the volcanic ash.
Where you can actually set a compass. Where you can actually set a compass and it'll spin. It'll just go
the volcanic rock.
Yeah.
So, well, that's a whole nother discussion for another day. Yes. So, I think we shall sign off for tonight. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We head to baldenbonkers.net to check out all of our latest funds.
Yes.
We have several new projects going to be coming up in the future because, damn it to hell, we're going to make this documentary happen.
Yes, we are.
Anyway, that's Chris and Dakota signing off. Much love. Stay safe. And be careful. There might be a laser-guided attack from the Cabal. Bye!
Bye.